Here's your first look at the cast of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Netflix attached 4 stars to their live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So go ahead, grab your cabbages, and gather around to meet the first 4 members of this highly anticipated adaptation of the fan-favorite Nickelodeon animated series created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. Now let's put aside the fact for just a moment that there is no war in the Ba Sing Se of creative development and focus on the news at hand. Because in a press release on Thursday, Netflix revealed both cast members and character details. Gordon Cormier plays Aang, the eponymous avatar who's described as a fearless and fun-loving 12-year-old who just happens to be the avatar, master of all 4 elements and the keeper of balance and peace in the world. An airbending prodigy, Aang is a reluctant hero, struggling to deal with the burden of duties while still holding on to his adventurous and playful nature. Kyoenchio is Katara, a determined and hopeful waterbender, the last in her small village. Though only 14, she's already endured great personal tragedy, which has held her back from rising to her true potential, though it's never dimmed her warm and caring spirit. Ian Ousley plays Sokka, Katara's sardonic and resourceful 16-year-old brother. Outwardly confident, even brash, he takes his responsibility as the leader of his tribe seriously, despite his inner doubts over his warrior skills, doubts that he masks with his wit and deadpan sense of humor. And last but not least, Dallas Liu is Zuko, a skilled firebender and the intense and guarded crown prince of the Fire Nation. Currently roaming the world in exile, he's on an obsessive quest to capture the Avatar because he believes that is the only way to reclaim his life and live up to the demands of his cruel and controlling father, the Fire Lord. Meanwhile, on the creative side, Albert Kim will serve as showrunner, writer, and executive producer of the series. Dan Lin, Lindsay Liberator, and Michael Goy will serve as executive producers, and Roseanne Liang is co-executive producer. And to all of these people, I wish you Godspeed and good luck, because to say they're facing an uphill battle with this property is an even bigger understatement than saying the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar is legally a movie. Now, as you may recall, when Netflix first announced they were making a live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series, fans were predictably skeptical, even more so than if you, an elite firebender, saw some goon bringing a boomerang into battle. Well, we all know how that ended.
Why, Space Sword?
After all, the 2010 film's combination of squandered potential, baffling changes, god-awful visual effects, and whitewashing were so egregious, it made us wonder if maybe we were just too harsh on Dragon Ball Evolution. No, we weren't. We could have been meaner. We could have been. But like an unsuspecting cabbage vendor, Netflix was in for another blow when Avatar co-creator Michael Dante DiMartino published an open letter in August 2020, revealing that he and Brian Konietzko had left the project in June 2020, citing creative differences. DiMartino said, "When Brian and I signed on to the project in 2018, we were hired as executive producers and showrunners. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix said that it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. And we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at the helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped." On Instagram, Konietzko added, "When Netflix brought me on board to run this series alongside Mike 2 years ago, they made a very public promise to support our vision. Unfortunately, there was no follow-through on that promise." He went on to refer to Netflix as a negative and unsupportive environment. But far and away, the brutalist part of DiMartino's open letter was this. And who knows, Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar has the potential to be good. It might turn out to be a show many of you end up enjoying. But what I can be certain about is that whatever version ends up on screen, it will not be what Brian and I had envisioned or intended to make. In fact, their displeasure was so great that in February 2021, DiMartino and Konietzko decided to launch their own Avatar Studios with Nickelodeon, a newly formed division designed to create original content spanning animated series and movies based on the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. And look, I know this all sounds like more doom and gloom than Zuko's inner monologue, but it bears mentioning, especially when the fandom of Avatar is as fiercely dedicated as it is, and they've been burned once before. With that said, showrunner Albert Kim penned a letter of his own exploring his personal connection to the world of Avatar through watching it with his daughter. Now, like many fans, Kim found himself feeling trepidatious at the prospect of creating a new live-action Avatar. Flash forward 15 years, Netflix offers me the opportunity to develop a live-action remake of Avatar. My first thought was, why? What is there I could do or say with the story that wasn't done or said in the original? Avatar: The Last Airbender had only grown in popularity and acclaim over the last decade and a half, which is a testament to how complete and resonant a narrative experience it had been. So, if it ain't broke, why fix it? citing advancements in visual effects technology, the chance to tell a more serialized story and further develop beloved story arcs from the original series, and the chance to showcase Asian and indigenous characters as living, breathing people who are not just in a cartoon but in a world that truly exists very similar to the one we live in, was something that Albert Kim and company could not refuse. And while they'll certainly be expanding the scope of the world in the Avatar series, Kim also mentioned that he and the team don't want to change things just for the sake of changing them or needlessly modernize the story. Kim said, "We'll be expanding and growing the world, and there will be surprises for existing fans and those new to the tale. But throughout this process, our byword has been authenticity to the story, to the characters, to the cultural influences. Authenticity is what keeps us going, both in front of the camera and behind it, which is why we've assembled a team unlike any seen before, a group of talented and passionate artists who are working around the clock to bring this rich and incredibly beautiful world to life." So while this may not have been the story that Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko set out to tell, well, they already got the chance to tell their story on the small screen, in comics, and they'll continue to tell it through Avatar Studios productions. With the Netflix series, Albert Kim and company have an opportunity to expand and explore a beloved world in a brand new way, one that'll hopefully turn the 2010 film from a cinematic sleep paralysis demon into a distant memory. In the meantime, though, we're choosing to be cautiously optimistic for this project because, let's be real, nobody wants any more bad Avatar in their lives. Like, nobody wants that. And we, as the residents of the Couch Nation, will be eagerly awaiting more updates on what to expect from this live-action adaptation. For now, though, tell us, what do you think of this news? What do you want to see from a live-action Avatar? Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.